When I started off, I initially I wanted to be a newspaper writer, and my mom goes, "Why would you want to be a newspaper?" She goes, "Go on television." It's like, gosh, I'm kind of scared, kind of camera shy. I don't know. Long story short, things began to go that way in college. And I would say who my real mentor was. I got an internship in Washington D.C. when I was still in college with Bob Schieffer. He was the original host of Face the Nation. So this was a
Wow.
political public
Yeah.
policy type show,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
I know the
okay.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the old school guys. You never knew which way he swung politically, which I wildly respected him
That's the
for.
best. Yep.
It is because you could focus on the stories,
Yes.
and it was great. I interned with him for about 4.5 months, and he at the end of every show, we'd all sit around and we talk about what worked, what we could have done different. I was a low level baby producer, right? Like I was nobody on the totem pole. My job was to be useless and not screw up. That was it, and speak when spoken to.
Right.
And I remember. At the end of every show, we'd be sitting around, and Bob Schieffer would be like, "Andy, that was a pretty good show, didn't you think?" I was like, "Oh, yes, Mr. Schieffer, that was an amazing show. Every show is great." But I think what I learned from him is that, everybody has sort of a TV persona, but it needs to align with who you are as an individual outside the studio. And I really got that from him because who he was in the studio doing those interviews, that direct, but kind of would find humor here and there, that's who he was outside the studio. And I think really at an early age, I learned if you can kind of marry those two personalities together, and that's kind of just, there's a level of authenticity there because, right, Keith,
Yeah.
nothing vibes higher than authenticity.